Speed Race is up and running. How many records are going to fall? How many lifetime bests are going to fall?
Well, I mean, you can already see they're ahead of the wave light. So the women's race, we're looking for the white and the red wave light, and in the men's race, the first group are going for the green, and then there's a blue wave light for 13:30. That's 13 minutes for the green for the men.
So many para-athletes in the field here this evening as well. And triathletes, that has to be mentioned. Hayden Wild is going for a national record, isn't he? The New Zealand athlete, the Olympic medalist. As you see, the pacers in position across the band of pace groups we have here this evening. And already everybody checking their watches to make sure. And as you can see, as Andy mentioned, the green wave light there on the side of the road. They were being laid out as we came into our commentary position this evening. And that is at 13-minute pace, the green wave light.
Yeah, and we've been told that's Daniel Munguti who's setting that 13-minute pace in order to help Mohamed Ismail go for the national record for Djibouti, or actually he wants to smash the national record.
So the elite men and women are underway in the 5K race. I mentioned special guests after the course. The CEO of World Athletics, John Ridgen, joined us at the top of the programme. But I think it's only right we welcome the Commonwealth 10,000-metre gold medalist, now a marathoner, Eilish McColgan, to the commentary box. Good evening, Eilish.
Oh, there we go. Thanks for having me.
How are we feeling? Are you one of those athletes that when you see athletes running, you just want to run yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I did a little bit of a course recce earlier. I say course recce, I shuffled and walked around the outside of it. But yeah, I'm very, very jealous because this is a super fast course. It's sweeping bends, like it's a really, really like perfect evening for running fast. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, if they could have selected, I mean, they have selected the course purely for speed, but if you could design one, it would be this. It's flat, there's no sharp turns, it's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely. It's essentially a track but just extended out. You know, you've got really nice sweeping bends. It's even on a slight sort of curve as well, so you can almost like lean into that bend. And yeah, super fast course, so I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, we've just seen some of the lead groups come past our commentary position here, which is really exciting. We're directly facing the National Stadium right in front of us, and as the runners head up the road, they'll see the baseball stadium on their right-hand side as well.
So in terms of these elite fields, Eilish, when we've listed some of the people that are targeting super fast times, right? What are your thoughts as we're in the early part, of course, of the 5K races for both the men and the women?
Yeah, I mean, especially in the women's race, I know that they're going for some records, so they'll just trying to be settling to their pace, trying to find their rhythm. I think the start of the race is really all about rhythm. Do you know, you don't want to set off too fast. It's probably quite a challenge on this course to not set off too fast because it is so flat, and you just get a little bit carried away. But yeah, I think there's a really good opportunity for people to come away with qualifying times and PBs tonight.
So we're focusing on the elite men's 5K here. A reminder, green light at a 13-minute pace.
Yeah, so they should have clicked through the first kilometre in around about 2:36, which is crazy fast for those watching at home. It's hard to put that into context, whereas the elite women will be coming through in about 2:54 through that first kilometre.
They really are moving extremely nicely, as Eilish said, on a course that is designed for speed. The bright lights of those that are following. Let's have a quick look across then to the elite women's race with a couple of records on the line as well for potentially Uganda in this one, Andy, as well as we've mentioned for Nadia Batacaletti.
Yeah, it's a challenge for the runners to gauge their race pace when they're in between the different sets of wave lights, so that's interesting in itself. And then being in a mixed race as well, there's lots of different people with lots of different individual targets.
Well, lots of individual targets, and that's the key, isn't it, Eilish? In a mixed race in particular, when so many different people have got different plans. You've just made your marathon debut at London, and when you're in the mix with athletes like that, but you have your own race plan, how hard is it to focus on that?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it can be difficult to switch off and actually not get sort of carried away or go with the wrong pace group, but I think one of the best things here is that people are going to have a really good chance of pushing on when it gets tough. You know, they're not going to have they're going to have people around them every whether it's the women are chasing the men or the men have the pacers, they're going to have help and support throughout this entire 5K, which does make a really big difference. So definitely a benefit to the women being in a mixed race. So yeah, I think they've got a really good opportunity here to run some fast times.
We've got Brian Kibet and Herbert Kibet setting the pace right at the front of the men's lead group here.
Yeah, two athletes that are happy to take it out. And as mentioned, we're keeping an eye on Nadia Battocletti, the Italian, looking to run under that 14:39 European record. Well, she's tucked away on the inside line there along the rail, Eilish. Good positioning-wise.
Yeah, for sure.
Early doors?
Yeah, I think she's done the sensible thing too. I think Nadia can certainly run a lot faster than this pace, but I think she's set off quite steady, knowing that she can sort of push on when she feels good and she feels strong towards the last bit. And her kick is like nothing else. I mean, that's really what sets her apart from a lot of other athletes. She's so incredibly fast over that final 400. So I think she'll really make up a big chunk of time over that last little bit.
Yeah, just a reminder there, you can see the red light that was next to her there. That is the exact pace that she was targeting. That's 14:40, which is 1 second slower than the European record that she's going for.
Well, she's looking strong. She really is getting into her flow. You mentioned the new Metaspeed Tokyo range launched to the world yesterday. Shoes that are designed for different styles of running as well, Eilish. Really, as always, Asics, as there have been since 1949, going into detail for the variety of athletes at the world-class level and below.
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the things that sets them apart from different brands. They're constantly looking to innovate, but for completely different individuals and different individual running styles. You know what I mean? Some people are toe runners, some people are running more forefoot, some people are more cadence runners, big long strides, some people are really shorter strides. So I think there's something for everyone, which is really important. And so yeah, there'll be athletes in this race that really feel it's just completely preferential. Some people prefer the sky, some people are going to feel the edge, but really it comes down to what you feel most comfortable in with the turnover and cadence.
We can see a split screen here. That's Tomoki Ota on the left. He's aiming for that Japanese national record of 13:37. He does look like he's completely on his own, which is going to be a challenge. We are, I guess, just past halfway point here, so he's going to have to really make a lot of this running himself, as opposed to that massive lead group you can say. And I think that's Max Jomerton from South Africa that's hanging on to the back there.
Yeah, Tomoki Ota, as Andy mentioned, looking for that 13:37 Japanese record. In the 13:43 pace group, but looking a little bit isolated here. 3 laps of the course here, 1.3 kilometre lap. And there he is, once again, getting into his flow. A little bit harder when you're isolated, right? Is that more of a mind game for you?
Yeah, for sure. He's going to have to grind it out probably a little bit earlier than he suspected. I think he thought he would maybe have a chance to run with a group and get a little bit of help and support. But, I mean, this is perfect with regards to the crowd will be cheering him on. You know, we have lots of cheers around the course and home support, which will also make a difference too. I'm sure that'll help drive towards that finish line.
Well, so this is the female race leader, Caroline Nyagah from Canada. So this is the person on paper who had very similar PBs to Nadia. We're talking about PBs set in 2024 on the track, 14:30.
She actually just raced the other night in the Diamond League in China, so she's come straight over from there, off of a quick 5K on the track.
So one of those athletes that we spoke about, Eilish, bouncing between the track and the road, potentially, if not just at the beginning of the season, but through it. And she is moving very, very nicely, isn't she?
That's the bell. You never got the bell in 400 metres, did you, Catherine?
No, it's just one lap for me. And that is the bell, which means they're on course and flying past us in the commentary position here in these elite men's and women's 5K races. Herbet Kibet looking very, very strong. He's got a good lead there as well, probably about 20 or 30 metres, Eilish, as he hits the last lap in the shadows of the Japan National Stadium.
Yeah, it's hard to see actually where the pace lights, so if he's still ahead or in front, but he's taken off and making a bit of a strong bid from home.
Well, he was looking for a personal best here, wasn't he, Andy, in Tokyo this evening? He was looking for a sub-30-minute run, the Ugandan.
I could see that he's just chasing his own best here because you've got no one else around him that's challenging him.
Well, he has a healthy lead in this men's 5K over the 10-minute mark, as you can see. Look how fast. Do you realise how fast our cameramen on bikes, Eilish, have to go when we're chasing world-class athletes like you, the speed that you're moving?
I know. Do you know, I was actually just chatting to a British couple there that are on their honeymoon, and they'd said they'd come here for... they didn't realise this event was on today, but they can't wait to see how fast these athletes run. Do you know, because it's one thing seeing it on TV and on a screen, but actually when you see it in person, I mean, it's mind-blowing. The turnover, the way their legs move, also just the sense of they're like floating past you. So yeah, it's pretty, even me being here in the commentary booth, it's pretty incredible just seeing them whiz by at the speeds they are.
That's what we think when you're running. Eilish, a quick check of the watch on the left wrist. Smooth as you like. Around the course here at the Tokyo Speed Race, so many athletes had so many targets. I don't think there's many looking as cool as our elite men's leader here as they make their way around the last lap towards the finish line in the Meiji Memorial Museum, right in front of it. And we jump back across into the elite women's race as well. That's looking very nice and tidy, isn't it, for our leader, Caroline Nyagah of Kenya. She was looking for a personal best, a little sub-14:30 here, the Kenyan athlete.
Yeah, she set some road PBs in 2023, 14:35 and 30:48 for 10K, which is phenomenal running. And she's got an incredible range, actually, from 1,500 metres right up to 10,000 metres. So she was the Kenyan 1,500 metre runner-up in their national championships in 2024, but also has achieved a bronze medal in the same championships over 10,000 metres.
So making his way round the final lap here of this beautiful course on this Saturday evening, the bright lights of Tokyo shining very, very brightly on Herbert Kibet of Uganda. Running in the Metaspeed sky and lighting up the sky here around the World Championship venue towards the end of September. Absolutely flying to the support of the crowd with a left-hand turn into the home straight.
He's come right in front of us now, just past us in the commentary position, into the home straight, coming up and desperately trying to break that 13-minute barrier, which is what those green lights were showing us just as he came around the corner. I think he's going to be right on the money here, whether he could dip underneath. Incredibly close. What an amazing run.
Well, the crowd go wild, and quite rightly so. Just missed out on the 13-minute barrier there. That is what he was after. He came so close, but now we keep an eye on our leading female elite athlete. Here she comes, Caroline Nyagah of Kenya.
I also think I just spotted Max Shalmaton from South Africa. I think he broke the national record for South Africa.
We'll keep an eye, as you mentioned, Andy, on the South African, who was chasing a quick time just behind our winner there, Herbert Kibet, in the elite men's race. But Caroline Nyagah then, the Kenyan, in the Metaspeed sky, striding out, looking super strong.
She looks brilliant, and she's so incredibly strong this last section.
They're just going past our commentary position now. They're going to take a sweeping left into this finishing straight, and then they'll finish right in front of that Memorial Museum.
Oh, she wanted a sub 14:30, didn't she, Andy?
Yeah, she's been beckoned on by her pacemaker there, being encouraged as she gets towards that line. It's going to be well inside that 14:30 mark, so this is looking like a big personal best here for Nyagah.
There she is, centre line.
So looking at right around 14:20. And then we should soon enough be seeing Nadia Basikleti, who's chasing that time of 14:39, that European record.
I think Nadia's just come through there now.
Yeah, it's going to be close, isn't it, Eilish? Going to be very, very close.
I think she just came through.
So I hope to bring some more detailed results as soon as we can. But as it stands, we've still got runners turning this last corner into this finishing straight to go underneath the arch to finish off this incredibly fast 5K.
Well, there is Herbert Kibet, the Ugandan.